everyone. This is Priyasha from XAT, and here we are in the second part of the decision making set out of all those 30 workshop videos promised to you people. And this is the part 6 of the overall session, I guess. So let's get started with decision making. But I thought that before I take you to the real time, questions and practice, because there are plenty of there on the YouTube playlist as well. And one major thing where I'm seeing many students getting confused is why this, why not this? And this is quite obvious. Okay, if you are feeling the same, don't feel bad about it. That it is definitely a genuine aspect of every human being to question that if this is correct, why not this? And this is actually a good learning way as well. But I just want to tell you people one very important thing, especially when it comes to decision making, guys, that please try and understand when you become a manager, when you become a CHRO or CEO, whatsoever, जब आप उस पोजीशन पे चल जाओगे then you have the entire freedom to take decisions independently, at the same time apply your creative aspects in decision making. But right now when you are still in the process of becoming one of them, you cannot take the risk. आप एग्जाम में ये रिस्क नहीं ले सकते that I will try to show my creativity by giving some different answers. Please, that's my kind request to you. This is just a stepping stone. आपको इसे क्रॉस करके ही आगे बढ़ना है. And when it is about just crossing this hurdle, please follow the trend and do what they want you to do. Answer what they want you to answer. And how will you know that what is the correct answer? Well, that is what we'll be discussing right now in this video, where I'll be taking you to the roots of decision making. As you can see over here, I will actually take you to the emotional quotient or emotional intelligence section. Emotional intelligence से ही शुरू होता है decision making के questions. This is the root place where you are seeing the questions been transformed into decision making caselets. Okay, so these are something which I got from my classroom, so I can give you the full what should I say, guarantee that the answers here are completely correct. And I'll also tell you how they do the marking system of it as well. So I'll take up as many questions as I can in this video, taking time into aspect, and then I'll do it in the other part as well if at all time is extending beyond my prescribed time. So let's get started. Okay, and before starting only let me tell you बहुत रिस्क लेके मैंने ये फोटोज एंड क्वेश्चंस निकाले हैं क्लासरूम से. अगर किसी ने मुझे देख लिया होता है फोटो वगैरह खींचते हुए तो फिर बड़ा दिक्कत हो जाता है. सो इस रिस्क के लिए ही बिल्कुल लाइक कर देना, ठीक है, जाते जाते, एंड ऑफ कोर्स शेयर कर देना, मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट. एंड न्यू वंस आर सपोज टू सब्सक्राइब, ये मैंडेटरी है प्लीज. ओके, नाउ वी आर गोइंग टू गेट स्टार्टेड विथ नंबर 1. So this question number 1, we are going to do a proper analysis, not just by trying to understand which option is the correct answer, but here I'll tell you most correct, somewhat correct, and absolutely wrong. Okay, so let's read this question. What I want you to do in this video is that you have to pause the video, read the question, and once you're done, you resume back and see what the answer is. Okay, and check your emotional quotient at the same time. Check the answers, how they frame the answers, because this concept will only be used. This way of marking system will only be used, but they will make a story out of it, and that becomes a dear caselet for you. Okay. So let's get started. Number 1, you have just learned that you have been ignored for a promotion by the management for which you were eligible. What you have to focus is you were eligible for it. Moreover, one of your juniors has been selected for the same promotion. Oh my goodness. Okay, junior is selected instead of you. You are upset and feel frustrated. What you do? Okay, let me again give you a red flag for something. This I have been discussing it with my current students right now. So a red flag for you people is that you are not going to apply your own creativity, your own values, your own morals, your own ethics and principles to the question here. What you are supposed to do is what is globally accepted in all the organizations. And remember, there is no code of conduct or there is no written agenda where you will find that आपको ऐसा करना है. So where will people know this? वापस से चले रूट कॉज पे. याद है हमेशा हर मेंटर, हर टीचर, हर सीनियर आपको यही बोलता होगा, एमबीए कितने बुक्स पढ़ते हो दिन में? Why are books important? Because books, journals, newspapers, editorials, उसमें क्या आता है? उसमें केस स्टडीज आती हैं। एंड हाउ आर दीज केस स्टडीज इंपॉर्टेंट? क्योंकि उस केस स्टडी में हम ये समझते हैं कि एक्स वाई जी कंपनी में जब ऐसा कुछ हुआ था तो एक्स वाई जी ने अपने आप को कैसे बचाया था। या फिर हम ये भी पढ़ते हैं केस स्टडी में दैट इफ एक्स वाई जी came across this situation in past, what was that wrong decision which led to the entire downfall of the company XYZ or the person XYZ? Now, this is called as case study analysis. And where will you do that? From journals, books, magazines, editorials, newspapers, and इसीलिए जो जितना ज्यादा पढ़ चुका होगा उसे वो पता होगा कि इस तरह की डीएम सिचुएशन, दैट इज डिसीजन मेकिंग सिचुएशन, जब पहले कभी आई थी किसी कंपनी में तो उन्होंने क्या किया था, जो उन्होंने किया था जो सक्सेसफुल रहा वही इस क्वेश्चन का आंसर होगा। ओके, सो कमिंग बैक टू दिस कॉन्सेप्ट नाउ, ये बिल्कुल बेसिक है जो मैंने बोला है। ओके, सो दिस इज गोना हेल्प यू a lot in deciding your correct answers. So let's get started, guys. In this question, which is absolutely wrong? Any guesses? First option. Ignore it because it's bad luck. Ignoring is always given zero. Not in the case of fight. फाइट के केस में आप इग्नोर कर सकते हो क्योंकि कई बार इग्नोर करना इज अ बेटर ऑप्शन देन गेटिंग इनटू अ फाइट। Second option, talk it over with your boss, bringing out the facts about your contribution and ask your reconsideration of the management decision. Most appropriate. पता है आपको out of 20 इस आंसर को 20 पॉइंट्स मिले हैं. That is the most correct answer which you should respond. Third is again a very, very wrong answer. Why? Because you will abuse the colleague and that's nowhere going to be accepted. Moving to the court is a legal procedure. Please remember, moving to the court is a legal procedure and hence इमोशनल क्वोशंट के स्केल में इस आंसर को 5 पॉइंट्स दिए गए हैं. बट स्टिल व्हाई इज इट नॉट 20? Because it is bypassing someone. You are bypassing your management, you are bypassing your manager, and therefore jumping over steps and doing something is not considered to be a great idea, though it is correct. So that's why it's 5 points, but not fully correct. And resignation is nowhere making sense. So the most appropriate answer for here will be option B. Let's go down and check the next question, guys. Take a quick screenshot and try out this question on your own. And let's see the answer over here. The question says, a freshly recruited smart first class professional graduate joins your organization as a management trainee. After a few weeks, she complains to you that her superiors and subordinates were not taking her seriously. Who is complaining? This graduate is complaining to you. What will you suggest her? Now, what are you going to do? See, here don't get confused that what you are. Of course, if someone is joining your organization, you can be anyone here. You can be a normal technical worker or you can be in the management. Does not make any difference while giving the answers because look at the option. Suggest that she handles the situation herself and not to bother you over trivial matters. To be honest, some of you will say that it's absolutely wrong. No, it's not absolutely wrong. Sometimes being straightforward is considered to be correct, but sometimes, and क्योंकि ये sometimes का case है, so they have given it 5 points over here. Yes, something which is definitely wrong is the second option, which is tell her that such behavior is typical of most organizations and she should ignore it is not at all acceptable. Then the next one again saying that suggest her to go some behavioral training to learn interpersonal skills is sometimes applicable क्योंकि कुछ लोग होते हैं जो छोटी सी बात का भी बहुत इशू बना देते हैं तो मे बी शी इज वन ऑफ देम or sometimes may not be. So again, because of this association of sometimes, we have given it 5 points. Coming to option D. Here, option D is considered to be the best. Why? Because you're empathizing with someone. You're trying to understand what she's saying. And that's what is expected out of any person, whether you're a manager, you're a colleague, you're a friend, even if you don't know her very well, but she's coming and crying in front of you or just telling her pain, you should empathize. Try to figure out which is the logical method here to get others to work with her. Okay, so that makes sense. Correct? That is 20 points. That is the most correct answer here. And the last one is taking, resigning, taking other jobs, all go for a zero. So the answer here will be D. Now, going for the third question, take a quick screenshot and try it on your own. Third question says, as a production manager, you are taking a weekly review meeting which also has some women employees. Okay, this one is very tricky, let me tell you. Okay, very, very tricky. I myself lost points in this, so I'll tell you. Okay, which also has some women employees. You overhear a male employee telling an offensive joke. You are overhearing, okay, about women employees. What would you do? Okay. Let us discuss this right now, and it's very, very essential. First, we'll eliminate out the options which are completely wrong responses. Number one is option A because ignoring a joke is never, ever, ever a good option. Because if today you ignore a joke, tomorrow they will repeat it. Okay? You should only ignore jokes from your very near and dear ones, like your immediate family. If by mistake they crack a joke at you, you can ignore only if they are your immediate family, whom you have to always stay with, and you know that they at heart don't feel bad about you. So only then. Otherwise, in work culture, never. And the other option which needs to be eliminated for a sure shot way is option D. Ask the women employees to protest in writing so that you can take appropriate action is again making a scene out of it. You would be like, how is this possible? Like, see, I don't know if you people believe the same, but I literally thought that these two are absolutely wrong. How are they wrong? Both of them are pole opposites. One is saying do not ignore, another is saying do not protest. Then what are we supposed to do? Well, then my professor told me that Priyasha, you don't have to take the extreme step, and extreme means either end. Don't keep quiet, and at the same time, don't create a organization wise protest scene. Okay, you have to take a very logical and somewhere in the middle decision in this case. So, what's the right answer? Again, before giving you out the right answer for this question, I would tell you the two options which got 5 points. Calling the employee in your office after the meeting and pull him up. Pull him up means अच्छी खरी खोटी सुनाना. Okay. So this is correct to an extent that you are not insulting him in front of others, but at the same time making him realize what he did. But why is it not completely correct? Because it's just, pointing out one person and not everyone. And at the same time, pulling up someone or just shouting at someone does not make any sense as well, fully. Now, option C. Send the employee to attend a sensitivity training program for changing the prejudices. Do you feel that just sending people into trainings would make them or stop them from creating these kind of nuisances or cracking jokes? To some extent, yes, that's why the trainings are conducted. And to some extent, no. And whenever this sum game comes, we give it only 5 points. That is not the appropriate answer. The appropriate answer in this case is option E. Why? It says announce on the spot that the jokes are inappropriate and shall not be tolerated in the organization. If you do it on the spot, आप एक तीर से दो निशाने मार रहे हो. First of all, everyone present there will be warned, intimidated. अरे नहीं, ये हमें नहीं करना है, वरना इस तरह से सबके सामने बेइज्जती हो जाएगी. Number one. Number two, it's not taking you to the extreme step of protest and stuff like that. आपका काम नहीं रुकेगा, आपकी organization की इज्जत बाहर नहीं उछलेगी, and that is what you're supposed to do, something midway. So that's the correct answer. I hope you're all getting the point here, right? I'll just quickly take you to the fourth question. Here's the question. Get started and let's discuss the answer right now. We'll start with the question. In a fit of anger, remember you are angry right now. You have got into an argument with your colleague that has led to a personal attack from both the sides. The entire office is witness to the unpleasant episode, and you and your colleague had actually never intended to tarnish the image of each other. How will you tackle this ugly situation? रिमेम्बर, पहले ऐसा सोचा नहीं था कि होता है ना, कई बार हम लड़ाई उस इंसान के साथ करते हैं, पहले से सोच के रखा है ये मेरा बहुत दिमाग खराब है, किसी दिन मैं लड़ लूंगी इससे, एंड देन यू कीप थिंकिंग अगर मुझे ऐसा बोला ना मैं उसको ये बोलूंगी, बट इन दिस सिचुएशन दिस इज नॉट द सिचुएशन हियर. The people here on both the corners are not planning to tarnish each other's image, but still they are doing it in the fit of anger. How will you tackle this situation? Who are you? You are one of the people who is arguing. Okay? Remember this. So, let's get an answer for this. Sit calmly and consider what triggered the argument between you and your colleague, and was it responsible or sorry possible to control your anger at that point of time. Well, that's the most logical answer and actually the answer of this question. बहुत easy है इसको spot out करना, क्योंकि number one you are taking me to the root cause, and number two you are actually smoothing everything, सब कुछ को शांत कर रहे हो. So of course option A is the correct answer for you. But which options would also get 5 points? Avoiding arguments, 5 points. Apologizing and asking other to apologize, 5 points. Continue with the argument till you reach some definite conclusion. We all had a cracking laugh in the class when sir told us that this also has 5 points. They said that some people, okay, like he said that some people are there who cannot sleep at nights if they stop a argument in the middle. So until and unless you complete and come to a definite situation कि ठीक है भाई, ठीक है, ये वाला जब तक नहीं होता है ना, you don't get satisfied out. So this also has that 5 points with it, but something which is completely zero is complaining the management against your complaint, because you people know that no one is wrong here, and at the same time, see, it's not about being wrong, it's about no one is trying to tarnish the image of each other. Whatever is happening is just because of the fact that you people are angry, and therefore you will never go and complain. That's why it's a complete zero. Okay, well, that's all. We'll have the fifth question quickly. You guys take a quick screenshot of fifth and sixth question, and we'll do these two quickly. And we'll see if time is going really long, long, long. Then I will be stopping over here and taking this in the part two as well. Remember, EQ बहुत essential है, क्योंकि EQ से निकलने वाली solutions ही DM के real questions बनते हैं. And EQ directly उन लोगों के लिए भी बहुत effective रहेगा, useful रहेगा, जो लोग XIMB का एग्जाम देने वाले हैं. That exam is called as XGMT if I am right, and there is a complete section on emotional quotient. So XGMT वाले direct questions. Okay, question number 5. Imagine you are an insurance salesperson approaching prospective clients to purchasing insurance policies. A dozen people in a row have shut the door on your face. Okay, this was again a very debative question in the class. So we'll have fun discussing that. A dozen of people in the row have shut the doors on your face and you're feeling frustrated. What will you do? Okay, what will you do? Number one, blame yourself and stop. No, no, no. Number two, reassess your capabilities as an insurance salesperson. You know what? This does not get 5 points. Rather, this get 10 points on EQ scale. Why? Because अपने आप से पूछना कि हम कहाँ गलतियां कर रहे हैं is halfway the work. आप अपनी गलतियां सुधार चुके हो 50%. अगर आपने खुद को assess कर लिया that where are you going wrong, but that's not still the most correct answer. The most correct answer is the next one, which is come out with fresh strategies to overcome similar failures in future is the best way possible and the answer of this question. For the next two ones, ऑप्शन डी, चेंजिंग द जॉब, रिजाइनिंग द जॉब, जैसे मैंने कहा है सब कुछ को जीरो मिलता है, तो याद रहे डीएम के क्वेश्चंस में कहीं पर भी कोर्स ऑफ एक्शन में ये सब दिखे, so ignore it as if it does not exist. And number 5 will get 5 points, that is to contact the clients again some other day, because हो सकता है clients के end से भी कुछ लोगों का mood खराब हो. So that's one of the possibilities. Now the sixth question for you guys. Imagine you are a site engineer of a large construction company. A worker suddenly slips down and dies. Oh my God. There's a violent reaction and you are surrounded by agitated workers. What will you do? Now, this is a real-time question of fundamental industrial relations, FIR, and employment laws also, but यहाँ पे कोई law नहीं है. So you can say that it's industrial relations जहाँ पर workers, trade unions के साथ management की relationship के बारे में हम पढ़ाई करते हैं. It's very, very essential and you people will also be learning that in your B schools. So, tell me the answer. What should be the most suitable answer in this case? Let's examine the first option. Calling the police, management, and let them decide the further course of action. Well, this is sensible, quite sensible, but is it the best way possible? No. Why? Because we'll check the other options. Threaten the agitating workers. Never, 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 never. भाई उनकी क्या गलती है जो उन्हें threaten करने वाले हो आप? बिल्कुल नहीं. Number C. Here in number C we see what? We see a very nice thing. This question is very special because it has two correct answers. Okay. Option C says reason with the workers and explain them the safety measures you had already taken to prevent such incidents. Okay. So, as a management person, you are supposed to tell the workers कि अरे समझो मेरे भाई, try to understand. We have already taken all the safety measures. अब कोई accidentally slip करके गिर गया तो उसमें हमारी क्या गलती? Okay, see, that makes sense when you are in the management because आपको अपनी कंपनी को तो बचाना, अब जो जिसे जाना था वो तो चला गया, right? You have to now save your company from all the related stuff. And then we come to option D. Call the agitated workers for a dialogue, that is a settlement dialogue, and ask for their suggestions so that this incident does not happen in future. Well, I selected this option, but later got to know that 2020 दोनों को ही सही answers सर ने बताया. Sir said that both of the answers are considered to be the best responses. या तो आप लोगों को शांत करने के लिए ये पहले बोलो कि हमने सारे सेफ्टी मेजर्स ले लिए थे, या तो उन वर्कर्स को जो प्रोटेस्ट कर रहे हैं उन्हें ही बुला के पूछो कि आप बताओ हम क्या ऐसे सेफ्टी मेजर्स करें जिससे ये इंसिडेंट्स फ्यूचर में ना हो. Best way possible. And of course, option E makes no sense here because slipping away from the scene is absolutely unethical. And I will stop this video right over here. Give you a homework. Homework is question number 7 for you people on the screen. You can take a screenshot and tell me the answer in the comment section. सही आंसर वाले को पता नहीं क्या मिलेगा, वो मैं टेलीग्राम में बताऊंगी क्या मिलेगा. But you all have to send me the answers in the comment section just to prove the fact that you are very religiously following all the videos and doing the practice in the daily target sessions also. And yeah, one more thing, what will be your takeaway after this? What will you practice? That 2020 19 tak, I think I remember last time I told you to do the DM questions. Now, if you haven't done from 2022 to 2019, please complete this set. If you haven't completed all the DM questions from 2022 to 2019, going backwards, and if you have already completed all of them, then your homework remains only that 2018's DM section. Okay. And please trust me, don't try to run around for, organizations or institutions offering you non-PYQ questions for practice. Because until and unless they come from the house of XLRI, I don't think you should believe the answers there because, it still matters, right? So I'm just giving out these questions because they are right from my XLRI classroom. And even if I will have some non-PYQ questions in the future, I'll make sure that I'll verify the answers with some of the professors in their free time and only then bring it up to this class. Okay, so don't worry about that. And don't run around PYQs, the non-PYQs. Only try to practice and practice more with the PYQs again and again. ट्राई मेकिंग नोट्स एंड पैटर्न खोजो कि इस तरह के क्वेश्चन में हमेशा ऐसा होता है. एंड व्हेन यू गेट दैट ट्रेंड लाइन, you are going to rock the DM section. Okay, so that's all for this day, guys. I hope you all like this video. पता तो है कि like के बिना नहीं जाना है. And please subscribe it to more and subscribe to the channel and share it with more and more people because ये बहुत जरूरी है. ओके, ज्यादा से ज्यादा लोगों को पता चलना चाहिए कि YouTube में तहलका मच रहा है किसी एक चैनल पर, है ना? ओके, बहुत सारी क्लासेस हो रही है, बहुत सारे मटेरियल्स बट रहे हैं, तो आओ और पढ़ लो क्योंकि पढ़ने से सबका भला होता है ना? ऑल राइट देन, सी यू इन द नेक्स्ट वीडियो गाइस. टिल देन टेक केयर ऑफ योरसेल्फ एंड अच्छे से पढ़ाई करो और अपनी तबीयत का भी ख्याल रखना बिकॉज तबीयत ठीक नहीं रहेगी तो पढ़ाई नहीं कर पाओगे. ऑल राइट, बाय बाय, टेक केयर एवरीवन, थैंक यू.